We're live.
Welcome to the Lost Together podcast. I'm Joe, and this is still my attempt to convince Morgan that Lost is one of the greatest television shows ever written, acted in, produced, directed. Occasional guest stars, which have to be woven in delicately into the narrative, and then occasionally even people like me who love this show and have watched it multiple times. Can still be surprised. And I was surprised by something in this episode, which I did not know until Morgan pointed it out. So we're going to get into that in a minute. A little surprise for me that I did not know. And
Greg's going to be like, duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Greg, don't roast me for not knowing this, right? I don't know why I didn't recognize this when I was watching it.
Because we've not seen that person in
it's been a while.
Like 2 seasons.
Let's not spoil it just yet. But it is, I was pleasantly surprised that I was surprised, literally. So it was a really great time. So we're going to get right into it. Today we are talking about Season 3, Episode 21, an episode called Greatest Hits, which originally aired on May 16th,
And you
2007.
had me predict, I believe, in the last episode, or the last episode of our podcast, who do I think this episode is going to be about? And I said, Charlie, and I was right.
Oh, also, I'm probably dooming myself right here at the beginning of this and jinxing it, but I'm just going to tell everybody that I did take a 2-hour nap this afternoon, and it's a Saturday, not a Friday. I haven't been working all day, and so I am really shooting to try to avoid random memes made by our
Talking about
viewers.
it is making me want to yawn. Don't even. I had to bite my lip just now to stop myself.
I did take a ridiculous nap this afternoon.
Yeah, I watched a whole movie. A whole movie.
Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff to do. Kind of out
bought a
about
new
this
car
morning.
today.
Bought a new car.
Some
and
real grown-up shit.
That's with money from the podcast. Thank
Hello.
you guys.
Just kidding.
Not
No,
money
it's
from
not.
the podcast, but did buy a new car today, and so because it was such a big boy thing, I came home and ate. And then took a nap. I was like, I am going to bed. Enjoy, everybody. And then I took one of those, where you're disoriented when you wake up.
And you're like, where am I?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought,
What time is it?
where am I, right? And then I got hit in the head by the butt of a rifle from Ben, and then woke up again, and then here I was.
Not in a jungle. In your real life.
Not in the jungle.
Look out for freaky old ladies in jewelry stores.
So what did you think about Greatest Hits?
I thought it was excellent, and I'll tell you what, I was talking to one of my coworkers about this episode a couple days ago, and I said, I literally do not understand how you can haterade on Charlie so hard after this episode. What are you talking about?
I still think he's a creep.
No, he's gone full circle. He went from, can a person be more selfish than when they're in active addiction? No. That is, active addiction is the top most selfish that a person can be. Now, he is willingly, going on a suicide mission. Of course, it didn't turn out that way.
Ostensibly.
Didn't turn out that way, but, he thinks that it is for the sake of others. Amazing. I always knew that I liked Charlie, and I was right, because I'm a good judge of character.
Okay. So, let's just get right into it.
Okay.
We're going to have Morgan do the recap of the episode. We will get into some analysis, and then we're going to do some predictions for the finale, which is...
Much excited.
And then also messages in a bottle. So, take it away.
Okay. There's not, a total shit ton of stuff that goes down in this episode. Really, it focuses mostly on Charlie and his self-sacrifice or whatever. But basically, shit is coming to a head on the island. Locke has already gone away. He never came back. We know that he's laying in a pit. And let me reiterate here to you and to you, if John Locke is dead, I'm not watching this show anymore. I'm not going to watch it because he brings such a fun element. And then, like, if he comes back as a ghost or whatever, I'll watch it. But if there's no more John, there's no more Morgan. I'm not watching this show. So, you know, there's shit is getting all intertwined with these groups or whatever because Juliet has let everybody hear the tape where Ben is like, hey, we're coming on this day and we're going to get all the pregnant bitches and have you tested.
I think he says that specifically.
Yeah. Have you tested Kate, you know, getting her sample, whatever, which alludes to maybe Kate being pregnant, which I hope she's not. So everybody's aware. I can't remember how it gets back to the island that they know. Because Alex goes and tells... did John tell Ben, hey, everybody knows that you're coming or whatever? Okay. So then Alex finds that out. Goes and finds Carl, who's no longer brainwashed, but is living inside of a tree. And she says, hey, Carl, you need to go to the island and tell all of them that everybody, they're coming tonight to come and get their pregnant women. So, like, go right now. And he's like, fuck that, I'm not going. And then Alex says, Ford and Austin saved your life. You owe them. So he goes. And he gets to the island and everybody's like, you know, fuck you, who are you, you freak? You just showed up here. And he's, you know, he's like, listen, they're coming tonight right now, they're on their way. So the plan was everybody on the island was gonna leave like the next night. And now they've decided that they're gonna set up a bunch of dummies, like if you're a kid and you're gonna sneak out at night or whatever, so you stuff all your clothes in your bed to make it look like you're laying there, so when your mom comes in, you know.
Oh yeah.
So they do all that, and they set dynamite up, and that's why Rousseau was getting all that scary dynamite from the Black Pearl when Sawyer was killing John Locke's dad, because Rousseau's helping him. So they set up all this dynamite at 3 different tents, which we know that Sun is pregnant. We know that Kate is possibly pregnant. Who was the third one for? Why are there 3? I don't know that yet. I don't know who else could be pregnant. So, you know, they're like, oh shit, well, we gotta hit him. So Saeed, Bernard, and Jen decide that they are gonna stay and they're gonna shoot the dynamite when they come to the tents or whatever. They're gonna shoot it and detonate it because it's like chemically unstable and a gunshot will make it go off. So Rose has got a huge problem with this. Sun has got a huge problem with this. You know, Saeed's like, whatever, I'm a soldier, I'll fucking do it. Yeah, so that's that. And then Saeed and Jack have this kind of manly macho standoff thing where Jack's like, I'm gonna stay here and whatever. And Saeed is like, listen, you're the leader, so lead these people to the radio tower. We're gonna stay back here. We'll catch up with you after we kill all the others or whatever, but you need to go be a leader now. Like right now is lead time. So that's that. That's the plan. They're getting ready to do all that shit. All that is going down. So on a separate part of the beach, Desmond saunters up and he's got this solemn look on his face, and Charlie says, oh, did you have another vision about me dying? How's it happen this time? And then Desmond's like, I think it might be for real this time. And Charlie's like, what do you mean? So Desmond says there's a hatch or like a station in the ocean if we follow the cable. And then I can't remember how Saeed has the like schematics. Where'd they get those?
Didn't they get him from, what's his face?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Juliet?
from Mikhail. Yeah. Remember they were at Mikhail's house.
You're right. So they've got the schematics for the looking glass, and it's flooded according to Ben. So they basically there's a blinking light inside the looking glass, and Charlie has to go into the looking glass, flip that switch, and turn off the jammer that has been like jamming transmissions in and out because they're trying to get a hold of old parachute lady's boat. What's her name? Do we know her name?
Naomi. Yeah.
Naomi's boat is like 80 miles off the island, but they can't transmit because it's getting jammed from the looking glass. So basically, like, Charlie has to swim to the literal sea floor, go up in this thing, turn off the switch, and he's like, I was like a professional swimmer, and so I can do it and whatever. But it's like it's understood that he won't be able to swim down and swim back up. It's a suicide mission.
Right.
And Desmond was like, if you do this, what I see is Claire and Aaron getting in a helicopter and leaving the island. So Charlie's like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, yeah. He didn't even hesitate because he is a good man. He was, at one time, a very selfish, active addiction, situation. Now he's not. So he goes on this like mission as he's like accepted his fate to write his greatest hits, and it's like the top 5 moments of his life, and it's so sweet. And it opened up a really fun discussion for us about what would be on our top 5s.
I'm gonna go over mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's a fun mental exercise for anybody. So I would be curious to know what y'all's top 5 would. What are your greatest hits?
I would love anything that you are comfortable with sharing.
Sure.
Yeah. But
no, I know that it's...
also, when I give mine later, I'm just going to give you this disclaimer. There are obvious things when you have kids, like you.
Kids. Yeah, we have 3 kids. That's not fair.
I'm not letting them take up 60% of the list.
No.
That's crazy,
Uh-huh.
right? Like let's enjoy the mental exercise. I have 3 kids. I love them very much.
Yeah.
They're not in the top 5s, but only because we decided to leave them out because of taking up 60% of the list. It's not fair.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of the episode is like flashbacks in Charlie's life as he recounts these top 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! I was like, by the end of the episode, I was like, like that. So sweet. So I've got him pulled up here, and he, like I said, he's doing this throughout the whole episode, and it's this like solemn, reverent experience. But Naomi recognizes him, and she's like, "You were in a band." And he's like, yeah, it's called Drive Shaft. And she says, oh, you all everybody. Like, she knows, whatever. So he, the first one, and I don't know if they're in chronological.
No, they're not.
Or not chronological, but if he's like ranked them. Or if it's just 5 amazing moments.
It goes from 5 to 1.
Yeah,
I think it's like a countdown.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
The first time that Drive Shaft was on the radio, which was, like a chaotic, fucked up moment in his real life. Like, the tire had blown, and he's like, fuck you, I quit, like, I hate this. And then everybody was on the radio. It was raining. It was raining hard, and so sweet. So then, he's back in or whatever. And then his dad teaching him how to swim. So sweet. And then now here he is going to sacrifice his life via swimming.
Which is funny because in season 1 he says he can't swim, but
does he?
Yeah.
Well, he's a liar. He's an addict.
Okay.
Whatever.
No way the writers just retroed that, right?
They were like
there's
he
Greg. This is where Greg steps in, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure Greg will be like, well, he said that he couldn't swim long distances, but
it won't be that. It's a pretty long distance where he just went.
Well, he's got the world's shittiest weight belt or whatever.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other one was, so Liam, this is when they're, obviously at Drive Shaft is like peaking or whatever, because they got bitches in the bed, they've been partying, like, and then Liam gives him a ring that says DS for Drive Shaft, right? No.
Yeah.
No, it was,
it's Dexter Stratton.
Dexter Stratton,
yeah.
Their grandfather, Dexter Stratton. And that's how Drive Shaft got the name, I guess. But the ring is a family heirloom, and it's supposed to be passed down and stay in the family. And Liam is like, I'm not going to have any kids. I'm not going to have a family. I'm a mess. I'm going to give you this ring, and you can give it to your family. Which, of course, we know later that Liam does indeed get a family when he gets clean, and Charlie is in active addiction. So, funny turn of events that. But that's the ring that Charlie wears. So, when he got the family heirloom, that's in his top 5. And I guess, like, the thing was Liam telling Charlie, like, hey, I think you're a good man, and you will take better care of this than me, and you've got a future ahead of you, and I believe in you, and all that. So, the other one was Charlie, when he's busking outside the pub where Desmond does the whole, like, duck, and the cowboy hat guy and all that. So, he is leaving because it starts to rain. He's packing up all his shit and he's leaving. And some lady is getting mugged, and he tries to walk by and he stops, and then he goes and he runs the guy off and he saves the lady from getting mugged. And she's like, you're a hero.
She doesn't say it like that because so this is the surprise.
Yeah.
So we were doing research for this episode after we watched it, and we try to do pretty minimal research. Like, we don't want to read.
Well, I don't read the synopsis until after I've already watched the episode.
Yeah, so we watched the episode, we read the synopsis. Apparently the woman that Charlie saved was Nadia.
I figured
Saeed's
that would be
girl. Like,
revisited at some point.
I did not know that. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, it's Nadia. So that means that she's alive.
Man, I mean, like, it is blowing my mind that, seriously, I didn't know it when we were watching the episode. I didn't know it on the first watch through. I only knew it because, Morgan showed me, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I read it, and it's right there in the synopsis.
Yep, and she says, like, 3 other people walked by the alleyway, and you're the only one that stopped. And so, like, that girl knows something about people turning a blind eye to other people's suffering, so,
Or possibly being the cause of it.
So, yeah. But, yeah, it's her. So, I don't know, where this happened in the timeline of, Saeed and Iran and all that, but in my brain, she's alive and well. Living in London, doing her thing. So, this is good. And then the last one is when he met Claire after the crash, after the plane crash. So we got to relive again the plane crash.
I think he just writes it when I met you.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, when I met you. But then we go back and we get to see, like, them meeting again, and it's so cute. Sorry, we have
our wonderful kids, which we were talking about a second ago, who just could not wait to walk out the front door.
What are they even doing?
They're going next door. So
we've got one of the neighbor girls staying the night tonight.
We love her.
And apparently she's forgot some shit at her house. So they'll come back in and we'll be distracted again. So
that's okay.
But anyway, so he makes his list, and then Charlie and Desmond follow the cable out in a canoe out into the ocean, and they're getting ready. Charlie's getting ready. He's got this, like, pair of pantyhose with some rocks in it, and he's like, this is your weight belt, and it'll help you drop.
I'm going to address that in a second.
Yeah.
So, wait.
Worst ever.
I want to do that in analysis rather than what we're talking about.
And Desmond is like, no, you know what? Never mind, Charlie. I'll go. You stay. Whatever. And Desmond goes, what about your girl? And then Charlie says, what about your girl? And then he picks up an oar and just...
Well, first he tells him that the weight belt's behind him. Because Desmond's like, where's the weight belt? He's like, it's behind you. So then when he turns around and turns back, he's getting hit with an oar.
Yeah, just knocks him clean cold out. And then Charlie puts his little top... He had told Desmond, like, give this to Claire or whatever. So he sticks the note in his pocket, and down he goes. And at this point, I'm like... I'm so upset. I do not want to watch Charlie die. Oh, God. And then it's tense. He's going. He's floating down, whatever. He's hitting the bottom of the looking glass. He can't find the hole. There's the hole. he goes in, and it's not flooded. Mm-hmm. And he gets up, and he's like, "Whoa, I'm alive!" He's screaming, hollering, and here come 2 ladies with guns.
Bam. Right? All right. So, wild episode. You do the whole episode thinking that he's going to die when he's,
And just, God, good for him. And he handled it with such reverence. And I guess you would if you knew you were going to die for people that you love. But I just don't know that I would be reverent and just that acceptance. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm introducing a new segment for today's episode, possibly only, which I'm going to call the Losty Loser segment, because there are 2 moments in this episode that are so mind-bendingly stupid that I can't even believe they were in the episode. All right, what? You're going to remember one after I say it, and you just mentioned one. That weight belt. All right,
that was whack.
Absolutely laughable.
It was like the rocks were like this big.
Now,
Charlie's a small dude.
So the thing about the weight belt is that they're going about it the right way. Like, you want a weight belt for that because it's going to cut your time.
Your descent.
It's going to cut it 90%. Like, I mean, you are going to literally be there in no time.
Yeah,
right?
Which, I mean, I guess
you need it.
Yeah, give yourself the chance to get down there quickly, get in there, do the thing, and try to get out rather than slowly float down. Because then what if you run out of air before you can get in there and turn off the switch?
Well, because I was thinking on his way down if there would have been a way to inflate something, because it doesn't matter how much you inflate it.
Surely, did nobody save a life vest from the fucking plane? They've got those that you
yeah, because he could underwater he could have, and then it would have rocketed him straight up, right?
Yep.
But anyway,
I guess they were thinking they didn't know what it would be like inside the looking glass and all that.
Yeah, that's fine. But the dumb shit thing is that this weight belt is pathetic. There are huge rocks on this island.
I guess it would be hard to load them around.
What you want is one tied that you can easily release, and you want to have to lift that bad boy.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
He had it tied to his wrist.
Yeah, I get it, but the belt was at best 20 pounds. It was
not
probably
enough
20
to get
pound
you
belt.
down to the bottom of the ocean quick enough.
No, because you just think about it logically, right? 20 more pounds. Now, obviously, the human body. One of the problems with the human body and why it's so buoyant is because of fat. Subcutaneous fat is it's got a buoyancy, crazy buoyancy. So it will float you to the top. That's actually why this, just as a sidebar, a funny thing, not related to what we're talking about. But if you ever find yourself in a jungle in West Africa and you run away from some chimpanzees, the number one thing they recommend is to get in water because they can't swim because their fat is so low. They have almost no buoyancy, so they get in the water and they'll just drop like a rock. Like chimps do not swim. So it is because of their subcutaneous fat, which is so low. And in humans, it's higher, which is why it's easier for us to swim. So that is yep. If you've ever seen videos of chimps, even in semi-shallow water, they just freak out because they know they're going to drop like a rock if it gets any kind of deep. Anyway, so that's one thing. And then the other thing is that right near, toward the beginning of the episode, Jack has kind of led everybody out into the woods, and they're talking about what they're going to do, how they're going to make this thing work. We're just going to wait for a brief second for our distraction to pass here. Okay. Jack demonstrates the dynamite to his group, which I think makes 0 sense. They have a fixed amount of dynamite, okay?
Obviously they had enough.
It doesn't matter. Why do you need to demonstrate it? Hey guys, can you imagine what dynamite does for a second? We've got some of that shit, and we're going to put it and then do the rest of the plan. Instead, he's got to blow up some trees, which will also signal to anybody within earshot that dynamite is here.
Yeah, but they already know that the others are on a separate island.
Yeah, but the others have been on their island at times where they couldn't predict it. Why in the fuck would you detonate dynamite randomly?
Because they are in a space of communication and transparency, and Jack is is on everybody's shit list right now
Can
because
they,
he's buddied up with Juliet.
You genuinely think that he couldn't just show them?
I think that's why he did it. I think he did it in an effort to be transparent.
If he did it, then he did it because of that and because of being a colossal idiot. Because that is so crazy to have something like dynamite in a fixed amount and to use it for a little demo, right? Like, this is not a...
Well, maybe they wanted to test, like, how sensitive is it, and can we shoot it, like, does it have to be dead in the middle, or can we just shoot it anywhere? And,
all right, well, that is what I want people to weigh in on, because that is, to me...
I don't think a test is a bad idea when you're trying to blow up.
It is one of the dumbest shit things he does in the entire run of the series, in my opinion, is just wasting dynamite. Like, it doesn't...
There's plenty.
He can't make dynamite. Like, it doesn't make any sense for him.
There's a shit ton at the Black Pearl.
Every little bit helps when you're having to do shit like this. You know what I mean?
When you get to your art within the art, I want to see if I can guess.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that I could not believe. I wanted to ask about, before we get to the obvious, what's your greatest hits or whatever. Whose plan do you like better? If you can only do one. Saeed's plan to turn off the switch for a suicide mission and just call from the beach, right? Or Jack's plan to just blow up the others and deal with it from there.
I mean, do I have to do the suicide or does somebody else have to do the suicide? Because that would affect my decision.
Let's pretend that you're just deciding between the two. You don't have to do it. You're not going to be killing the others, and you're not going to be committing suicide. You're just deciding which plan we go with.
If there's a willing suicide person, go for it. I think that is a better bet. A highly motivated suicider, that's it. Yeah. But, obviously, I don't know that is going to... There's no surefire way, because what if he drowns on the way down? What if he gets in there and the bottom of the thing is locked and he can't get in?
I think the jeopardy here really is the, first of all, not really knowing much about it.
Right.
Like they don't. I mean, they've got a schematic.
It's a huge risk.
They don't. It's a huge risk. It's unknown. It is a known unknown, right? So they need a contingency plan, and they can't do it because they don't know whether or not there's water in.
The only way that I would vote for the blowing up thing is if everybody stayed back and we all were gonna have guns. Everybody's shooting. It's like the Alamo. Like,
remember the Alamo? Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's got a gun. Everybody's gonna shoot. We're gonna blow these fuckers up.
By the way, you probably I don't want to just assume. I know that most of our audience is Australian. I don't know how familiar you are with American history.
Everybody knows about the Alamo. Surely y'all know about the Alamo.
Babe, how much do you know about Australian history?
Well, that's true.
Right.
I know nothing. Literally nothing.
Exactly. So the Alamo, in case you didn't know, is basically a situation during, I think it was the Mexican-American War, where so the Alamo is in San Antonio. It's a fort, and it was being defended, and they essentially were just like, hey, we're hosed. They're coming to get us, and we can't get out, so we're just going to fight. That's
Davy Crockett and all them, right?
Yep, Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett, really well known in Tennessee, where we're from.
Davy Crockett.
Yep.
Wears a raccoon hat.
He's also one of 4 mascots for the University of Tennessee. So you can see him running around on the football field with a raccoon hat on.
My high school, our mascot was a mountaineer, and it David Crockett. He had a raccoon hat.
I went to the Alamo on a business trip to San Antonio, and it is tiny. I was not impressed. It was not much bigger than our house, honestly.
Anyway, the whole thing was these American men knew they were gonna die. They knew they were outnumbered, but they said, defend the Alamo, remember the Alamo. Mm-hmm. That was the battle cry. Remember the Alamo, because everybody else had either died or ditched.
Well, and they did not successfully. I don't think did they defend the Alamo?
I don't know, really. We don't know American history either.
I said that really confidently, and then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think that they did defend the Alamo because that's why it was so special. Because obviously they lived to tell the tale of how outnumbered they were. I just know Davy Crockett because he's a big deal around here. Is he from Tennessee? Was he from Tennessee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they died.
They did?
Yeah.
Well, then who told the tale of the Alamo?
Mexican Army led by General Santa Anna aimed to crush the Texan rebellion and reassert Mexican authority over Texas.
Yeah.
So basically, like, Texas wanted independence, Mexico was like, nuh-uh, and then
a bunch of Texan dudes were like,
now if I remember right too, I think the Alamo, it became like a rallying cry after that.
Remember the Alamo? We're gonna look so stupid when people do a quick Google search and realize
I'm not doing
Davy
a Google
Crockett
search
is
for
not.
him. Like, I think he was.
Hold on, is Davy?
Oh no, we're literally
from
Googling in real time.
Tennessee.
Davy Crockett.
Yes, he was born in Greene County, East Tennessee. Hallelujah.
My favorite Tennessean was Alvin York, personally, but
is he the one that beat the guy in the Senate with the cane?
No, that's Andrew
Jackson.
Andrew
He's
Jackson.
also from Tennessee, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson, one of our presidents from Tennessee, and it wasn't a guy in the Senate. It was a guy that shot him while he was trying to give a speech, shot at him. And President Jackson walked into the crowd and beat that man nearly to death with a cane. So,
yeah, he did.
Andrew Jackson doesn't have a fantastic history. So if you don't,
we're not Andrew Jackson stands.
We are not at all, but I will tell you that it does not surprise me at all that somebody from Tennessee would do that after being shot at. Like,
specifically East Tennessee. He's from East Tennessee, isn't he?
Just a funny aside. We are going all over the place, I know that some of you like the asides. There was this debate online a month or two ago where there was this British guy that was like 100 British guys versus 100 Americans in a fight. Who wins? And I'm sorry, but there is no contest. Like,
it depends on where the American men are from.
Give me a break, right? Like, I don't even need
100 guys from Portland.
Babe, if we can get, I don't need 100 if I can get 10 from a Waffle House.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
Like,
let's go up to Cott County and get 10
y'all,
guys.
If you ever visit Tennessee and you see a Waffle House, you stay away, right? Mm-hmm. Unless you have a Tennessean with you. Right, to do all the talking. Like,
I almost took our kids to a Waffle House today, and I was like, you know what? He was test driving cars, and I was taking them out for breakfast, and I was like,
it's an experience.
I want Joe to be there for their first time in a Waffle House, because there could be somebody in there drunk fighting at 9 in the morning. There
is. I will take 100. And by the way, not just saying this because our audience.
There are parts of Britain.
There sure are, but over time, even that guy was like, "Okay, you're right." Like, it definitely. I
guarantee you, American people will have guns. So give them 10.
If they don't have guns, they'll be absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. Give me 10 guys from any Waffle House. Give me 10 guys from Florida, right? Oh. Exactly.
Anywhere in Florida, really.
Give me 10 guys from Tennessee where hunting season has started and they haven't had time to hunt yet.
A couple from Alabama.
Give me a couple from Alabama. Any from Texas.
Mississippi,
give me just
even.
Yeah, I would say you really want to. Texas is about as far west as you want to go for grabbing people to fight. Like, you don't want to go a whole lot further than that.
I don't know. I think you could find some good ones in Nevada. Those people are scrappy.
The gaming commission folks, maybe, but like, either way, I would take. And I said this then, right? You've got America, who would win that 100 to 100, and there is no competition.
I believe in America in that fight.
Dust them, right? Okay, but so would Australia, right? So Australia, which that's
a fairer fight. 100 Australians versus 100 Americans.
I still think Australia. They got bugs the size of dogs there.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I think it would be a more fair fight.
With Australia,
Americans and
yes,
Australians. Yeah.
Much more fair. Yeah, much more fair. America or Australia were both dusting the UK.
Oh my God.
No question.
Yeah.
Right. And then there was another guy from Canada in the comment section, and I was like, look, it is blistering cold up there. I have seen Letterkenny. Give me like a handful of those hockey boys from yes,
those
sir.
Redneck dudes.
Give me a Donnybrook.
That's a different brand of redneck up there.
I'm into it. But either way, you guys didn't ask for it, but I just wanted to take a brief moment to shit on British people. and that is what we do here in America.
We still hate them.
Weirdly, like I can tolerate hearing people criticize America in any accent but a British accent, and it really like any accent. It's just like you guys are really.
I was joking when I said we still hate them, but I agree with that. Like it really does. It chaps my ass.
We do not like it. Like
we already know that our country has some issues.
We get it.
We're aware.
Yeah.
We don't need you, Donnybrook, telling us.
Well, I seriously, most accents I'm fine. I'm like, we probably did something terrible.
It hits me in a primal way.
It's like
my forefathers can feel it, and I don't like it.
It's like, ooh, British guy. Like, oh, did you bring tea along with you to like?
Isn't it almost tea time, bitch?
Yeah. Don't you have some crumpets to choke down or something?
If Australians do tea time, and if you do, we're not criticizing your tea time.
Don't hurt us, right?
Please.
That's all I'm saying, right?
Don't send your kangaroos after us.
Please don't, and for the love of God, don't send me a jar of Vegemite. I did have some, and it was awful. But if y'all like Vegemite, you gotta be tough as nails. I'll tell you.
I'm telling you.
So
freaking soy sauce.
Wow, that was quite a digression, but I hope you enjoyed it. A digression. Okay, so we went over the weight belt. Okay, so briefly, and then I'll do art within the art, and we'll do the top fives thing. But so Saeed tells Jack that he needs to lead by letting Saeed execute the shooting the tents part of the plan, and Jack, you need to like lead people ahead. Now I know that what he meant by that was I need you to lead that group of people to the top of the, But which one is leadership? Is it like putting yourself in the more dangerous situation ahead of everybody else, or letting somebody else, like delegating that out and then leading up the...
Those are both leaderships because, I mean, Jack is on his Moses mission or whatever, responsible for all those people. They're trekking these bitches into the jungle. Most of them have never been out there, So that's a heavy load.
That's true.
Yeah, Saeed is handling guns and dynamite and danger and stuff, but Jack is handling the human experience, which, ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So I think they're both. It's leadership, and both of those things are leadership. And I think that I thought it was interesting that Saeed said that about the leader thing, but he's been so checked out since Shannon. So
he's back in it.
Yeah, he's not. He's just doing what needs to be done at this point.
Did you see my art within the art?
No.
Okay, so what is my art within the art?
It's the Alice in Wonderland reference, which is another story where the place that the people are in is not what it seems. Just like the Wizard of Oz. They go to Oz, which is this fantastical, magical world full of crazy bullshit. And so is Wonderland.
Well, very close. There's an even more specific piece of art that's referenced in the title, but it is related to Alice in Wonderland. So,
well, I'm thinking of the Looking Glass. That's...
Yeah, Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
And what Alice found there.
Yeah.
So it's actually a...
Well, you said the title.
Yes, because the title is...
Greatest Hits.
Oh my God. Listen, the title of the book that is the art reference here is Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There. Lewis Carroll's sequel to Alice in Wonderland. So themes are identity and growth, as well as time, memory, and the surreal. But one of the biggest, so like you're talking about surreal, things that are surreal.
Yeah.
Time, so like Desmond's visions. But mainly, we use the phrase through the looking glass, right? So what's that mean if you, like, I've gone through the looking glass?
I don't know. Like, I say it, but it's like, I don't really know.
To borrow a phrase from one of my favorite musicals, it is when everything's turned upside down. So when the world's turned upside down. So it's when basically however everything
10
is.
10 points if you guys know what musical
the
that's
world
from.
Turned upside down. All right, so it's when everything flips. So whatever
Sure.
the current state is, when everything just a complete 180, that's through the looking glass. Mm-hmm. So I think that this the Islanders have essentially discovered something that Ben didn't know that they would know about. So it's like Ben is so smart and he has thought 20 steps ahead of everybody. But
he did not anticipate Juliet flipping on him.
He didn't anticipate Juliet flipping on him, and he did not anticipate as well. I'm trying not to spoil too much in the next episode, but it's not a huge spoiler because you'll hear it early in the next episode. But he didn't anticipate that they would find out the looking glass was operational. So like that is like central to his plan, and he's just like, that's a given. Don't need to worry about that. Well, yeah,
because who's gonna go try to kill themselves or whatever? A bunch of desperate motherfuckers trying to get off this island might.
Well, yeah, but he is. I mean, well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
Either way, it's. Trust me that he's like, what the oh my god. Like,
well, because I guess like Ben just could never imagine killing himself.
I think there's definitely, because he's so intelligent. Because I don't think, like, do you think Ben's arrogant?
Yes. Yes.
I think he is more delusional than arrogant.
No.
Like, because
he's arrogant as fuck. He thinks that he knows better than anybody, and he's so jaded.
But genuinely, is it arrogance if you're right?
Yes.
He objectively knows more than most people do.
Yeah, he's smart. Yes.
But like, I think it seems like insecurity. It seemed like insecurity to me the whole time. And I guess when I think about arrogance, I don't think about it as insecurity. I think about it like the opposite of insecurity. It's like, I'm not worried about it because I don't.
Because I know better. No, he's an arrogant motherfucker. And guess what? That arrogance is what led him into this current situation that he's experiencing.
He underestimated
If you have a little bit of humility about yourself, you might leave a little room for some fuck-ups.
Well, that, and he does have to do an awful lot of lying. And the more lying you have to do, the harder it is to keep up with all of it. So, so I have my top 5 greatest hits.
I don't know that I can come up with mine off the dome.
That's okay. We can just discuss mine if you want to.
That's fine. Yeah.
If you think of any of yours along the way, but like I of course I left the birth of my kids off.
Yeah,
the
that doesn't
list.
count.
She's gonna laugh at some of these. Don't read over my shoulder.
I can't see that.
All right. So number 5 was now I'm a huge University of Tennessee football fan. And there are 2 University of Tennessee football moments in my top 5, but it's not because of the outcome of the game.
I know what one of them is for sure.
Number 5 is last year, Morgan and I took my oldest daughter to see the Tennessee-Florida game in Knoxville. And Florida is the
special rivalry.
Florida is the rival of Tennessee that I hate the most. I hate them, right? The Florida Gators. Full-on hatred. I am not a fan whatsoever. I love when somebody, again, it's always people from the UK, and they're like, oh, you don't know what soccer rivalries are like. I'm like, okay, right? Like, come.
People actually fist fight and
there are
shoot
riots
each other and
here.
stuff.
There's when Auburn did the kick 6 to Alabama, people died after. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, so we went to that game, and it's a spectacle. I would put Neyland Stadium, where Tennessee plays, against any stadium in the world.
It's amazing.
It is really, really amazing.
Yeah. The experience of a Tennessee football game in Neyland Stadium.
Second to none.
It's magical.
Second
truly.
to none. Neyland Stadium is a really special place. And look it up if you've never heard anything about it. It's spelled Neyland.
Yeah.
It holds the decibel record in America for sound that's not concert related. So literally just like, because of course you can pump music in, it's going to make it louder. But we're talking about just sheerly
human
from
bodies.
Human
screaming.
Bodies and cheering.
Yep.
Neyland has the record. It causes earthquakes nearby. Like, that place is loud, right?
Yeah.
So we went, Tennessee won in overtime. And I mean, you talk about, we were next level. I have video of it.
It was so good.
And my daughters, especially my oldest, but my daughters in general are Tennessee fans also, and so it was so special. But something that was really great about that night is we had parked in this parking garage, and there's like 100 of them or whatever on campus. We parked in it, and it's 3 or 4 levels. We were trying to go. It was
thousands and thousands and thousands of people converge in this one area for this game. It was like 12:30, 1 in the morning.
We got back to the car at 11:30.
Okay.
But we didn't.
We got home at 1.
Yeah, we got home at 1, even though it's only 30 minutes from here, because there were parking attendants when we pulled in, but when we got back, no parking attendants. So we were just locked in this standstill traffic. And
nobody was letting anybody out. Everybody was pissed.
Y'all, stand still.
For an hour we sat in this parking garage.
Not slow moving.
No, not moving at all. I was able to edge the car out, and we were just, sitting there in the parking garage for an hour.
The reason this makes my list is because I decided to hop out of the car and go start directing traffic to try to get everybody out. And Morgan got in the driver's seat, so I was out directing traffic. And it was slow going at first, but I got a rhythm. And y'all, I cleared that whole parking garage.
You did.
And at the end, I had people driving by with their windows down, thanking me for doing it. One guy tipped me and wouldn't keep driving until the door snapped shut. It was one of those roll down doors that's electronic, and it snapped shut because of the time. It was just automatic, and so I had to get a guy out of his car and do that manual boost up to get him to press a button on this to get the garage door open again. So we were it just felt so communal and
it was.
And so I cleared that parking garage, and I know how silly that sounds, but
it was crazy. You had to be there. Just the energy already of
winning the game,
the game, and just the energy of being in the stadium, in the space, and then you come to this parking garage, and everybody's like, fuck you, and then we come back together again as a community to get the hell out of there and get home.
It was so good.
It was good.
And people just need, just like Saeed's talking about, people just need some leadership.
Somebody has got to step up.
Somebody's got to step up, and that night it was me. And it was so great and so gratifying, right?
And I was in the car yeah. Our daughter was asleep. She was falling asleep in the back seat, and I was like, yes! Every time we moved, I was like, your daddy's doing it. It's working.
And I'm talking, guys, hundreds of cars.
Oh, my God.
This wasn't a small parking garage.
No, it was like a 6-level garage.
Yeah,
and it was gridlocked.
Yeah.
And we were on the 4th floor.
Had to be a minimum of 300 cars.
Oh, my God.
An absolute minimum of 300.
Yeah.
But anyway, the next one is another Tennessee one, the much shorter memory this time, but in 2022, we played Alabama, and Alabama is this
another huge rivalry.
Yeah, and they're like a college football dynasty, so they had only lost a handful of games in 20 years or something. And we hadn't beat them in 15 years, and we played them every year. Okay. My dad, who introduced me to the toxicity of being a Tennessee football fan in the same way that I'm indoctrinating my kids into it, older Tennessee fans hate Alabama the way that younger Tennessee fans hate Florida. It's a well-known thing. But we had them over to watch the Tennessee-Alabama game. We were sitting right here, TV's right there, and Tennessee won on a last-second field goal. And our house only had 4 adults down here watching this game, but it was deafening in my living room.
We were screaming I mean, I don't even know what to compare it to. Also, as you do on game days, we've been drinking a little bit, so you're turned up, tuned up. It's high pressure. All the kids were down here, and our youngest thought somebody died.
Yeah, she was like, "What?"
She's screaming. We're jumping around, hollering. It was so much fun.
And to be semi-vulnerable for a second, my dad has heart problems, right? And he hadn't had his big heart attack just yet, but he's getting older and all that. And we had not beat Alabama in 15 years, you guys. And so I was worried that like maybe I wouldn't see Tennessee beat Alabama with my dad again. So like that happened, and I was like, oh, thank God, right? And it was just this awesome moment for me and my dad. And I was so happy that he was here in person, and it wasn't something we talked about on the phone after. There's a tradition that I wasn't able to do, and I wouldn't do anyway because it's just not my thing. But technically, the winners of the Tennessee-Alabama football game are supposed to smoke cigars, which is, for whatever reason, a tradition, and I just do not smoke.
I think that at that game, if you look up pictures of Neyland Stadium when Tennessee beat Alabama most recently, you could like see that smoke from space or some shit like that. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody brought cigars just in hopes that we would win, and we did.
There's stories of people sharing their inhalers with other people who were having asthma attacks because there was so much smoke in the stadium. All right, so number 3 was when I got my first ever like big promotion back in retail. And I moved from here to our nation's capital, or just south of there, and moved up to D.C. And I just had this, like, it's a greatest hits moment only because I had this, like, introspective moment at the Lincoln Memorial, which is that giant statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting on a chair, where I had, like, kind of just internalized, like, hurrying up and getting promoted and moving away from the home that I've always lived at. And I just remember at the Lincoln Memorial realizing, like, I've done something really big here and moved away from home. So it was just that, like, moving away from home moment. And I'm from a small town, and a lot of people don't get out of this small town ever. I'm back here, but I did get out for a couple of years. So number 2, I listed getting my PMP certification, not because of the certification, but because it's really super hard to do, and not many people wanted to help me that much with it. For whatever reason, project managers are not known for being super helpful outside of stuff that they have going on. So I'm not trying to diss my profession here, because I'm a project manager and I know a lot of good ones, but also know a lot that just don't really want to help that much. So I had to like figure a way out how to study for this thing myself, and she'll tell you it was brutal. It was like 3 months of pretty much every moment of my free time focusing on this thing, and I passed it. And only 15% of aspirants pass it on the first try, and I passed it on the first try. So, and she was like, I'm so glad you passed it on the first try and didn't have to go back.
I was going to do my very best to support you, but I don't think I was emotionally or mentally equipped to deal with how depressed you were going to be if you failed it. So
the PMP test is well known for being very, very difficult. It is very difficult certification to get, and I was so proud of myself for getting it. And so just like, not only proud of myself for getting it, but I did it without any kind of like mentorship. I didn't really have a ton of help, basically. So I just had amazing support, which is better, really. And that leads me to my number 1. And even though I didn't list my kids, definitely, I say with zero irony that falling in love with Morgan is definitely my number 1. She can roll her eyes, but I know how much she appreciates this right now. But
you're sweet.
We have a really good time. I think anybody can like fall in love with anybody and then later just go through the motions. But we were just talking about it earlier. Like, our life is a great time. Like, we have a lot of fun. We really enjoy just being together. So that's definitely number 1 for me. And
well, you're sweet.
It's not close.
Aww.
Either. All that other stuff is so far away. But yeah, anything that would have. You got any? Are you getting weepy?
No.
Got any top fives?
I'd have to think about it. I mean, there was a time when I was in high school. I was in the marching band, and I was a co-captain of the color guard. Hello. And we won first place at a competition, and we had not for some years. And then the year that I was co-captain, we won, and I got to stand out on the field with my buddies who were also leadership captains, whatever. And we got to accept our little trophy, and it was so amazing and so fun. Obviously, you're on there. I've had so many good moments in my life. It's hard to narrow it down to just 5, really, without some serious, deep thought. I really struggle with that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in the comments after this video. Let me think on it. Let me ruminate.
That'd be good, and we can bring it to the finale too, because we've All right, so we're gonna get 2 messages in a bottle since we're approaching an hour. Obviously, we have our executive producer, Greg. And I'm trying to put these in order because I'm old and Facebook doesn't put stuff in order for me.
Oh my God. We were scrolling TikTok earlier, and I don't know if you guys have TikTok. Do you do? I think it's like a worldwide thing.
Yeah, I see Australian people on TikTok.
TikTok's great. We love TikTok. Yeah. We were scrolling, and there was a video that had like a stupid little, it was like your red flags that put it over your head or whatever. And he was like, I want to do that. How do you do that? I want to put that on me. And I was like, oh my God, you freaking grandpa.
All right, so Greg says, just starting the episode, but want to quickly say that aside from the delight I get from watching your podcast, I live for these moments of pure joy from y'all. In the biz, it's called check notes, #chemistry.
Thank you, Greg.
If you liked that, you're going to love this episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be like, shut up, we're here to talk about Lost.
Listen, everybody that loves Lost talks about it, but I think part of the draw has to be our hokey Southern charm.
Yes.
By the way, no offense is taken by the accent talk. I think we can all agree we love your freeform style, and the way you care so much about not upsetting anyone is why you're so loved in this group. We talked about apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I did see that. I try not to read the comments, but I got tagged directly in one where I did do something offensive, and again, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I think that it's just an offensive gesture. I don't think they were offended by it. I think it's the equivalent of like you could flip me off right now and it wouldn't bother me. It's just
sure,
I would just tell you that's an offensive gesture.
Yeah, well, sorry.
So part 2 from Greg. Thank you, Joe, for killing the purgatory thing again.
Listen. So I love podcasts that are about the game Dungeons and Dragons. I love it. I've talked about it before. The Adventure Zone. They talk about Lost, and they are like, "Where's Purgatory?" Guess what? I started a new Dungeons and Dragons podcast called Dungeons and Daddies, and literally 2 days ago, listened to an episode, and they are trying to figure out, the daddies in the game are trying to figure out if they're alive or dead. And they said, is this like Lost? Or we in Purgatory? I texted him immediately. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Okay, so Greg has shared.
I know it's not Purgatory, but it's just awfully funny.
I'm reading it to you anyway.
Okay.
Because Carlton Hughes, all right, whether the characters were actually dead the whole time since the time the plane crashed. Quote, no. They were not dead the whole time, Q said definitively, but the characters definitely survived the plane crash and really were on a very real island.
Well, allegedly, everybody that plays Dungeons and Dragons thinks that they're in Purgatory.
Well, they must all be really stupid then, because it is...
It blew my mind when my other Dungeons and Dragons podcast talked about Lost and talked about it being Purgatory.
You will see when it gets... The reason they do that is only because it was such a popular theory.
Sure. I just think it's funny.
Madness.
I don't think it's Purgatory either, but, I just think it's funny.
Greg, part 3. Excellent Wizard of Oz analysis, Joe. We'll talk at a much later date about what, according to big clues from the producers, really happened in the cabin. Thank you. That
cabin situation was spoopy. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Couple of screen grabs, which has become a real favorite of mine.
I like them too.
So Matt grabbed one of me saying
Ghost Ain't Real.
Yeah, Ghost Ain't Real. I like the ain't in there.
Nice. You're really catching us, aren't you?
Y'all was already taken. I called them out for adding the ain't, so I hope you enjoyed that. Daniel says, just here to drop a bombshell plot twist and say Keith Urban is actually a naturalized Australian because dun dun dun, he was born in New Zealand. Ew. By the way, I wanted to say that I got this from my Australian friend, and I'm just going to reference it. I'm not going to say directly what I'm talking about here, but you guys will get it. I had talked to him a while back about Australia and New Zealand because of what we were talking about on this podcast, and he was just annoyed. And he said, "Yeah, the biggest difference is that we're not nearly as into sheep as New Zealanders are."
Are there sheep in Australia? It's too hot out there.
Just going to leave it, but I'm sure that all of our Australian viewers will understand his point. I'm not going to say it out loud. So,
oh, is it?
Yep. All right. So Matt says, "Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic, like I was with the rude gesture thing in the podcast. It means the same thing here as it does where you are. However, this from the final frame of your video is the equivalent of the middle finger in Australia and the UK."
You know what? Let me tell you something. Don't worry about frame by frame, okay? Take me as a whole, not a frame by frame. Don't pick me apart in such a way.
I didn't even read your comment. Shit, dog.
I thought it was funny.
I try so hard not to be actually offensive, as I've quoted on the podcast many times. Master Oogway says the road to destiny is often met on the road you take to avoid it. Says the road to destiny is met on the road you take to avoid it.
Well, you know what I mean.
You're gonna get on the road, and then you're gonna find the other road to destiny.
Intersect with the destiny road.
Ridiculous.
You know what I'm talking about. We have quoted that Master Oogway thing multiple times.
I like this one from Matt, where he saved. I assume by the default thumbnail that Morgan.
Listen, we're just never gonna fix the thumbnails. I'm sorry. It's him. I just show up. I show up.
I like how you started that with "we're never going to fix the thumbnail" and then immediately throwing it off on me.
I would, but I don't know how to do it, and I'm not going to learn. Listen. I come down from my bedroom and I come sit on this couch and I sit in front of this computer and I run my mouth. I don't do any of the other shit at all.
It takes a minute to get her going for that because she's always like we get to the end of doing these episodes and she just wants to binge watch, right? So it's me, by the way, that has the discipline to push us to do this the correct way. Well, it's discipline for me also because I could watch it and I don't. So yeah, well, if you weren't so busy rewatching every episode of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy ever broadcasted, then
it's such a feel good show. It makes me happy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. So we are on to the finale, which is Through the Looking Glass.
I'm dying to see it.
So any predictions for how this whole thing shakes out with the dynamite?
Well, you've talked an awful lot about how fucking crazy this is about to be. So, maybe Ben will die. Is Ben going to show up at the beach and get his ass blown off? I don't know.
4.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. Is Jacob going to show up? I don't know.
Well, we are very excited to see it. So with that, we're going to let you go. As we say here, until next time, we will see you in another life.